As you have probably seen by now, our next and likely last DLC has now been announced, the Zookeepers collection pack. The lineup of animals in this pack is quite decent. I feared it would be worse, though there is also a lot here I would have done differently. I especially miss a bird among these. But 2 primates and the tortoise are for sure not bad. But looking at this collection of animals, I can't help but feel we might be looking at the leftovers of last year's DLCs. Species that could have been considered for some of the packs we saw over the past year, that for whatever reason ended up being replaced by other animals instead. The Sifaka would fit well alongside the Fossa in the tropical pack, though this might not be the animal that supports this theory the best. But if we look at the African bird tortoise, Hamadryas baboon and Kirk's Dick, they would all have been a match for the arid animal pack. Especially considering how they're also African, all of them. If the arid animal pack had been spiced up with a monkey and a tortoise, I think this pack would have been much better received instead of the African hoofstock overload we ended up with. And then we got the macaw and the palace cat. That fits right in with the roster of the Eurasian animal pack. I could see the cat replace the bear and the macaw as an alternative to one of this pack's ungulate species. It is only really the spectacled bear that is hard to tie into any of last year's packs. We would have to go quite far back for a fitting theme for it, but it might help explain why we also ended up with a bear in the Eurasia animal pack, a bear which not a lot of people seem to care about. You could also take the spectacled bear, the palace cat, the macaw and even the baboon, and then add the takin from the Eurasia animal pack and the alpaca from the barnyard animal pack. Then you would have the mountain or highland animal pack everybody seems to have been expecting ever since before the release of the Eurasia animal pack. All of this could suggest that the master plan Frontier might have been changing along the way. Maybe they decided to do a few more DLCs than first planned and therefore had to make some quick switching around with some animals and add in some more easy choices along the way. I think that could maybe help explain some of the DLCs we have seen the past year. But this is of course all pure speculation. Most of these, if not all, have been quite requested by the community, so they might not be leftovers at all. But I just couldn't help but see this connection between this DLC and the DLCs we have seen over the past year. For the most part, I am quite satisfied with this pack. At least some of these choices fits well into what I'm working on at the moment. But if this really is the last pack, there are a lot of obvious areas and categories which Planet Zoo have not managed to really represent very well. And while this is a shame in many ways, it does make me kind of optimistic that a sequel for Planet Zoo will arrive one day. No matter what, I'm looking forward to playing around with this new DLC. Especially building for a zoo classic like the baboon is something I'm excited to finally be able to do. At least 3 of these animals I can see myself be building for soon. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure to subscribe to the channel. This was a quick little video today, but I got stuff to do in the drylands. Let me know what you think of this pack and let me know how silly you think my leftover theory is. I can take it. Thank you for stopping by.